everyone, I am Mara Godalkiver, grade 12 gas section purity.
My name is Martin Jansatraba.
This time, let's have a series of lessons for the practical research too, and let's discuss the nature of inquiry and research. Most of us, when we say the word research, you just have to check some of information and Google or internet, but actually, that is just the first part of doing a research. First, let us define research. So what is research? Research is a systematic study of materials and source to discover new information. According to Crawford, as cited by Alcantara and Espina 1995, research is a verified approach of thinking and employing legalized instruments and steps to obtain a more adequate solution to a problem that is otherwise impossible to address through ordinary means. Also, research is the scientific and systematic search for a pertinent information on a specific topic. Therefore, research focuses on two things. We have the knowledge and we have solutions. Research is a search for knowledge and solutions through objective and systematic method of finding solutions to a problem. It is also an original contribution to the existing stock of knowledge, making for its advancement. So we try to improve a certain knowledge or a certain theory or information by conducting research. So why do we conduct research? Actually, there are two main purposes of research. We have to gather and search the questions through the applications of scientific procedure. So we don't just simply search, we don't just simply ask for advice, but we follow. We apply different scientific procedures to answer questions, and aside from answering questions, we also find the truth. We find out the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered yet. So what are the different kinds of research? First is to familiarize or to obtain fresh insights about a phenomenon. Second, to accurately describe a person, situation, or a group. Third, to determine frequency or association. And lastly, to test the hypothesis of causal relationships between variables. So let's move on to inquiry. Inquiry is a term that is synonymous with the word investigation. Is the answer to this question. When you inquire or investigate, you tend to ask questions to probe or examine something. Also, inquiry is the process of finding answers to questions and may involve different procedures typically according to disciplines. Characteristics of research. Research is a scientific, experimental, or inductive manner of thinking. Starting from particular to more complex ideas, you execute varied thinking acts that range from lower order to higher order thinking strategies reflected by these research activities. Identifying the topic or problem, gathering data, making theories, formulating hypotheses, analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Cognitively driven terms like empirical, logical, cyclical, analytical, critical, methodical, and replicable are the right descriptive words to characterize research. These powerful modifiers that your previous research subject, practical research 1, explained to a certain extent are the very same terms to characterize any quantitative research you intend to carry out this time. The data you work on in research do not come mainly from yourself, but also from other sources of knowledge, like people, books, and artworks, among others. Hence, one cardinal principle in research is to give acknowledgement to owners of all sources of knowledge involved in your research work. Giving credit to people from whom you derive your data is your way of not only thanking the authors of their contribution to the field, but also establishing the validity and reliability of the findings of your research that ought to serve as instrument for world progress.
Now, let's talk about research methods. So research methods is the techniques of the process used to collect the analysis data or order to answer questions and test research hypotheses. These are several different types of research methods, each with its own strength and weakness. The purpose of research methods or methodology is explained the reasoning behind the approach to research. You'll need to support your collection methods, analysis, and other case of the work. Think of it like writing a plan or outline or what you intended to do. Our research methods give research legitimacy and provides scientifically sound findings. It also provides a detailed plan to help keep research on track, making the process smooth, effective, and manageable. Since it involves the gathering of information needed to resolve the research problem posed, data collection is considered be the most important step of research process. So that's all the research methods, and so let's move on to inquiry vis-a-vis research. So first, what is inquiry vis-a-vis research? So let me explain what is inquiry vis-a-vis method. Inquiry vis-a-vis methods is focused on more asking question, whereas research focus more finding answer. Inquiry is the most approaching to learn that involves process of exploring a natural or material world. And this led to asking questions, making discoveries in the research from understanding. The process of the inquiry is starting developing research question by defining exactly the research is trying to find out. This question influenced most of the steps taken in conduct the research. These true events in this research is not for academic purpose but for the areas of likes. One scholarly activities that greatly involves inquiring is research, similar to inquiry that starts from what you are ignorant about. Research makes you learn something by the means of problem-solving techniques. Both inquiry and research encourage for formulate question to the action for exactly an information or what discovers about object of or curiosity. Inquiry is a broader process but that involves different paths of procedures. Research is more formal process with the goal of establishing facts. Inquiry focus more on inquiry question, whereas the research focus on the finding answer. So inquiry is based on learning steps, learn their own collection about their learn. The curiosity I was engaged and gained a deeper understanding of topic and content is instead of formula memorizing and realizing rules. Ideas and formulas. Some common synonyms of inquiries are ask, integrate, query, and question. While all those words means to address the person in order to gain information, inquiry applies as research for facts or for truth, often especially by asking questions. Inquiry is easier to carry out the research because it is just an act of asking for information. So that's all, thank you. So I hope that you understand what is the two processes of inquiry and research methods. I hope that you learn about these two methods of inquiry versus research. So that's all, thank you.